Dog here. It is great to see you this Friday. And it's a little different because normally there's a guest here, and instead there is my book. So we are here celebrating. I have just come out with, which is a lot of but that's why we're here. I've celebrated my fourth book is out now. It's The Entrepreneur's Guide to More Free Time. And the intention is to help entrepreneurs have more free time. Now, this is the first time that I've worked with a publisher. The first three books I did were self-published and just kind of did my own thing. This time, we've got a whole thing going on to where you're trying to get the book to a #1. And there's 13 different Amazon marketplaces. I'm learning so much in this process. And so we're just sharing the book. It is free this week. Today is the last day that you can get it for free. And it has so many tips on how to have more free time. Like that's the whole thing. And I know you see it up here a lot. And I've been doing a lot of interviews talking about the book. So one common question I get is, where did the idea come from? So give you the origin story of this book. I've been training entrepreneurs on how to grow their business by referral and through networking since 2005, 2006 is when I started speaking and training. And I picked up a whole lot of stuff along the way. And one of the things I've always been is very protective of my time because we need that time, but it's finite. In 2017, I'm like, I think people are asking me a lot for these time ideas and what can I do and how do I streamline? And I'm like, let me see if there's if there's even a desire, if people out there might even want to get this book. Not book, sorry, this program. So I put on Facebook, hey, I'm thinking about doing a more time program, 13 weeks. Here's the prize. If I get 10 people signed up this week, then I'll host it. If not, then I'll refund your money. And we had, I think there was 9 signups. I went on a walk with my bestie, so it was a couple miles. And then when I came back, I had 9 people signed up. I'm like, I guess we are running through this program. It's been up for just a couple hours and there is a need. And over the past 8 years, I've been training. It started off with just more free time as the title. Then let's get a little cute. And I named it 13 months a year. Because, all right, here's the math. And this is why it's no longer that, because it doesn't make any sense without the explanation. So it's a 13-week program. And during that, I can, guarantee you're going to at least earn 13 hours a week back. And when you multiply 13 times 52, that gives you 667 hours, which breaks down into 28 days, which is February. So it's why it's 13 months a year. But when I decided to take this content and put it into a book, it was like, no. Let's come up with a better title. So we have The Entrepreneur's Guide to More Free Time. Ta-da! There you go. It's sitting there staring you in the face. Don't worry, Grogu is fine. He's just hanging out back there. I just, needed to put it somewhere where we could see it. So we've got the book, and it is interesting. It's longer than my other books. So if you've read my other books, it is it's a lot longer. It's actually about as long as my other 3 books combined. Shocked. And it's interesting because people say, well, how did you, decide how long it was? I've written all 4 books differently. So there's not a pattern in here's how I do it. So the first book is the 4.5 Networking Mistakes. That book, I actually wrote the book as I was writing the presentation, as I was putting it all together. So I think it originally started with 8 networking mistakes, but then I'm like, there's not 8, there's 4, but 4 is boring. So now there's a half. So that was written in that way. My second book, Knock the Socks Off Your Audience, I had been thinking about book #1 for 5 years. It stayed on the to-do list. I did not want that with that book. So I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it now. So I went off balanced on purpose, where I focused for 10 days. I didn't know it was going to be 10 days. That's just how long it ended up taking, where I was working, sleeping, eating. Yeah, I think that was about it. Work, sleep, eat. I feel like I'm missing something. And write. That was it. That was all I did for 10 days. And that's just how long it took me. I didn't say I was going to write for 10 days and see how long. I said I'm going to write until the book is done. My third book, it actually started off as a shorter book. And then I kept adding because I'm like, I needed to have volume because my sock story was only about 20 pages. And I'm like, well, that does not a book make. And that's why we added the 113 ways to brand your business. So there's a lot going on in there. So as I come to this book, I had an outline for the book from the perspective of the content, because I had my 13-week program that I've been doing for 8 years. However, the delivery, it's not meant to be read that way. The things that were going on, like the first thing we do in the program is track your time. Well, if people are reading, okay, Tiffany tells you to track your time, 99% of the population is going to put the book down and never come back to it because they're like, I'm not going to track my time. That's a pain. I saved tracking time to chapter 6. So you're like paying attention to me now. You're listening a little bit more. You might be willing to do it. So I had to reorder the book. So I got the outline and then I started writing. And I did hold about the same pace as my first book. I budgeted it'd take me about 2 weeks to write it with everything else going on. But that did not happen. It kept going and going. And I was, like, I think about my fingers on the keyboard, typing fast, like burning rubber. It just took me longer because there was more to it. And it wasn't a question of I'm trying to cram this into the 100 pages that my other books have been. It's I want to take everything that I have about more time and cram it into this book. And so it is a very robust book. It is longer than my first 3 combined, I think. And it's just filled with so many different ideas, tips, and some of them can be done like it's a mindset shift. One of the things in there that I'll give to you now is I like to say, instead of I'm busy or my schedule's overwhelming, I'm well scheduled. And by having that I'm well scheduled, it's just a mindset shift that's super easy. And so that doesn't take any time. Now, you do have to break the habit of thinking of yourself as busy. That's a whole different story, but it doesn't actually take time to implement. There are some things in the book that do take some time, energy, and effort, and some things that are like that. And that's the goal, is we want to help free up time. And so it's probably going to be 5 minutes here, 20 minutes there, an hour there. And then we get to have the time that we feel like we need. We can't continue on all the time hurry, and we need to have that harmony in our life. And so that's what the book's about. Wherever you are watching this live, the links are there. The book is free today. Tomorrow, I think it's up to 99 cents. Next week, it's $2.99, and then it stays at the Kindle price of $9.99. And for those of you wondering about the paperback book, that will be out December, January. We'll be out with the paperback book. So we are super excited to share this. Get it for free. Let us know if you have any questions. I love talking to people that have read the book. Oh, and when you read the book, if you'll leave a review, Amazon really likes that, and I will appreciate it. Let me know that you left the review, and we'll share it as well. All right. It's been a pleasure, y'all, talking about the Entrepreneur's Guide to More Free Time. I look forward to seeing you next week. We will be back here with another amazing woman entrepreneur living child.